จุดประกาย Ignite
ต่อยอด Elevate ลงมือ Activate Up Skill Re Skill ตอบโจทย์ผู้เรียน
ส่งเสริมการเรียนรู้ตลอดชีวิต
Thai-MOOC Talk Spark จุดประกายการเรียนรู้อย่างไม่มีวันสิ้นสุดเปิดโลกแห่งการเรียนรู้ทุกคำถามที่คุณอยากรู้ทั้งผู้เรียนและผู้สร้างรายวิชา
การเข้าร่วมเครดิตแบงก์ปลดล็อกการเรียนรู้ที่ไร้ขีดจำกัด
มาร่วมเติมความรู้ไปพร้อมกันกับ Thai-MOOC Talk Spark ผ่านช่องทาง Facebook Thai-MOOC
จุดประกาย Ignite
ต่อยอด Elevate ลงมือ Activate Up Skill Re Skill ตอบโจทย์ผู้เรียน
ส่งเสริมการเรียนรู้ตลอดชีวิต
Thai-MOOC Talk Spark จุดประกายการเรียนรู้อย่างไม่มีวันสิ้นสุดเปิดโลกแห่งการเรียนรู้ทุกคำถามที่คุณอยากรู้ทั้งผู้เรียนและผู้สร้างรายวิชา
การเข้าร่วมเครดิตแบงก์ปลดล็อกการเรียนรู้ที่ไร้ขีดจำกัด
มาร่วมเติมความรู้ไปพร้อมกันกับ Thai-MOOC Talk Spark ผ่านช่องทาง Facebook Thai-MOOC
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Hello everyone Welcome to Thai-MOOC Talk Spark
ของเราค่ะ
So we are now on the episode 8 I am นฤบดีวัฒนาคมอาจารย์ยอด
Hello everyone I'm อภิรดีสรานรมหรืออาจารย์หญิงใหม่ค่ะ Today ค่ะ we very excited because we have a very fascinating topic that we will talk about today, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and our topic today will be about AI.
Wow.
So now it's everywhere, everyone talking about AI. Yes, and our topic today will be AI-assisted learning on the EdX platform and its transformative impact on online education.
Yes, fantastic. And our program today will take you to the deep how AI or artificial intelligence is revolutionizing MOOC platform, particularly edX, which is the leading and forefront integrating AI into the online learning.
Yes, and Thai-MOOC Talk Spark still remain the same mission to everyone. So we're still inspiring and exchanging knowledge to develop a present quality online lesson. So today we will focus on how AI is helping achieve this mission globally.
Okay, so we see like AI is helping us on the learning platform,
Right.
not just in Thailand but also globally. And today we are so honored to have the special guest, right? And ขอพูดภาษาไทยนะครับ เราก็จะมี Spark Mentor นะครับ
ค่ะ
มาพูดคุยนะครับ แล้วก็แชร์เคล็ดลับพิเศษครับ เรื่องราวต่างๆนะครับ ของการเรียนรู้ออนไลน์บนไทยมุกแล้วก็มุกของต่างประเทศนะครับ ซึ่ง
ใช่ค่ะ
ในตอนครั้งนี้นะครับ อาจารย์หญิงใหม่บอกแล้วนะครับว่าเราชื่อว่า AI-assisted MOOC Learning นะครับ Insights from the International MOOC Platform EdX นะครับ ก็จะเป็นแพลตฟอร์มระดับโลกนะครับ ซึ่งจ
ใช่
ริงๆ เนี่ย
ค่ะ
เราใช้เวลาติดต่ออย่างยาวนานมาก
จริง
นะครับ
ค่ะ
กว่าจะได้ท่าน Spark Mentor คนนี้มานะครับ แล้วก็อย่าลืมนะครับ วันนี้นะครับใครมาตอบนะครับ กิจกรรมกับเราแบบสอบถามกับเรานะครับ เราก็จะมีคอมเมนต์ด้านล่างนะ
ใช่
ครับ
แล้วค่ะ
ก็จะมีโอกาสได้รับเซอร์ติฟิเคตนะครับในการเข้าร่วมรายการ แล้วก็ลุ้นรับรางวัลอาร์ตทอยอย่างเช่นเคยนะครับอาจารย์หญิงใหม่ครับ เราก็จะมีของดีๆ มาตอบแทนผู้ชมเราอย่างต่อเนื่องนะครับ
ใช่ค่ะ และแขกรับเชิญสุดพิเศษของเราในวันนี้นะคะ จากที่เราเกริ่นกันมา
ใช่แล้ว
ทำไมพิเศษอีกแล้วคะอาจารย์ยอด เพราะว่าท่านนี้นะคะ มาไกลเลยค่ะ ท่านตื่นเช้าตรู่มาเพื่อเราเลยใช่ไหมเอ่ย
ใช่แล้วครับ
ตี 5มาเพื่อพวกเราเลยนะคะ ท่านมาจาก UK เลยค่ะ เพราะฉะนั้นขอต้อนรับค่ะ Please join me welcome Miss Dasha Karzunina Is that right? She's the
that's
Director of Strategy and Product Marketing.
from EdX
Yes, so
please welcome
give
her
her applause.
Yay! Dasha can you greeting our audience please
Yes. Savadika. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm dialing in from London. I'm a director of strategy at edX, and so I work on evolving the learning experience and the learning product that we offer to our students and also to our academics. I'm very excited to share my insights and also to answer really interesting questions you prepared around the future of AI and how AI is impacting learning today.
Wow.
Okay, fantastic, right? I think like every time that we have the program, right? I would like to discuss and explain about the three sections of the program. We start first with the Ignite, which is where we spark out the new ideas and inspiration, and we are honored to have inspiration from other countries, right? And then we go into Elevate, where we expand and develop what we discussed today. And then activate where we implement our ideas, how we move forward with the learnings that we got from our Spark Mentor today.
ใช่ค่ะ แล้วก็ยังเคยค่ะ Thai-MOOC Talk Spark ของเราค่ะ ยังคงมี 3 ช่วงเหมือนเดิมนะคะ เหมือนที่อาจารย์ยอดบอกเลยค่ะ ว่าเราจะเริ่มต้นกันด้วย Ignite นะคะ เพื่อจุดประกายค่ะ เราจะต่อยอดกันด้วย Elevate ค่ะ และเราจะจบท้ายกันด้วย Activate นั่นเอง
ใช่ครับ
นะคะ แล้วก็เพื่อไม่เป็นการเสียเวลาค่ะ แล้วก็ตื่นเต้นมากที่วันนี้
ใช่
เราจะได้
แล้ว
มาพูดคุยกันเรื่อง
ใช่
AI นะคะ so let's get started and enter to the first section Ignite
Ignite
Alright, Nasha, so could you tell us about the evolution of AI integration in edX platform and how it all begins?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to share just a few slides to bring this to life in the story of edX.
Sure.
I think for us, so first of all, a little bit about edX and who we are. So we are, as you said, one of the world's leading global education platforms. So we have, over 80 million learners globally, certainly including Thailand and neighboring countries. And we're serving a really global audience in terms of their higher education experiences with us. Also, in addition to this, 60% of the Fortune 500 companies use edX and use our content to upskill their employees and their professionals. So we have a big responsibility in ensuring that the experience and the content that they consume on edX is of the highest quality. As you can see, in terms of our content partners, there's over 260, and they are leading universities around the world. So Oxford, Harvard, Yale, etc. And so for us, bringing AI into the platform is all about improving the learner experience. It's about making the learner experience more interactive, more contextualized, and more personalized in order to deliver this world standard education to our learners all around the world. And the reason we do this, we have specific principles in mind. So all the courses that you have on edX and the experiences that you have follow an active learning methodology.
Yes.
This is a methodology that we know works in terms of learning being effective, and it was used extensively to close STEM achievement gaps in education. So this is a pedagogically proven methodology that works. And there are three key elements that this requires. The first one is experience. So giving learners a variety of experience online through videos, data visualization, interaction with other learners, etc. The second is practice. So practice is practicing in the relevant context, to the subject that you are learning on edX. And that might involve quizzes, open response, questions, reflections, virtual environments. For example, if you're learning to code, you might go into a coding environment and you can start building code and practicing that.
Absolutely.
And then finally, application. So taking the learning, taking the theory that you're learning on edX and applying that to your own real life context, to your job, to your sector. So there's a number of ways that we offer this on edX, on the edX platform, and bringing AI is supporting all of those elements. So when it comes to experience, we're looking to make the experience more interactive for our learners using our AI tools. When it comes to practice, is simulating new environments that are relevant to that particular subject area. And of course, application is all around your own personal context, right? So kind of asking you questions that take you back to your role, to your reality, to your country, and then applying that learning. So this is just the context of how we're using AI or thinking about using AI to improve learning outcomes for our students.
Wow, I think that's really fantastic, right? We see how the leading platform of the world actively use active learning together with the AI, right?
Yes.
So AI becoming the tool to support the active learning through the experiences, practice, and also the activation, right? So I think we are excited as well as our audiences to understand more about the basic features that edX providing to create the impact for the student learning experience as well as the engagement, because we know that students, we want them to engage as much as they can, right? Can you show some of the specific features?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a suite of tools. So there's a number of different things that we do with AI, and we call them edX expert tools.
Yes.
So AI acts as an expert that engages with the student and supports the students as they go through the program. So there'll be a number of different tools and a number of ways that I want to share with you today, but it's all focused on learning outcomes, supporting the student, and as I mentioned, contextualizing the knowledge and the experience that they're having. Okay?
Yes.
So I would say the first one and the biggest one is, okay, how do you find the right content? So, when a student comes onto edX, they see over 3,000 different courses, different programs that they can potentially take. So the first thing that we help them do is we help them find the right content. So this one we call the Expert Explorer, AI-powered assistant, available on edX.org. So anybody can have a look at it. Anybody can access it.
Yes.
You effectively go in and you speak to the tool and you say, I'm looking to upskill in these areas, right? Or for example, I'm a student, maybe I'm studying maths at university, and I want to understand this particular topic better. Which course should I take? So you can have a conversation with Expert Explorer, and it helps you sift through the catalog. As I said, 3,000 courses is a big catalog, and it recommends specific programs.
So that's why you call it customization, right?
Absolutely. So step one, what content do I take?
Yes.
You can see here in the visualization, in the pop-up, it will literally say, try these 3 courses, and it will give you a link.
Yes.
And you can click on the link, and it takes you to the course, and you can have a look for yourself to see if it's relevant.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so just a little visual here as well. You come in to the platform, immediately there is a pop-up
Yes.
and it says, hey, do you need help? What are you looking for? You specify your interest, you start to have a conversation
Yes.
with edX expert, and then it takes you to specific programs on the platform.
So is the expert an AI? Is that or
Yes,
is that a
yes,
person?
it's-
Oh,
so-
it's an AI.
Absolutely. So we call them edX expert, but they are all AI tools that are
Okay.
doing different things for students.
Okay.
Yeah, so powered by, it knows our entire catalog, it knows 3,000 courses on the platform, and it can quickly take you to the right course for you.
Wow,
Wow.
fantastic. So we
Right.
should sign up today at Ningmai.
Right, yes. I really like the proactive message that, you can discuss with
Yeah,
an
with the expert.
Right,
Yeah.
with an expert.
Yes, absolutely. And something to highlight. Yes, exactly. That's the idea. The expert is there to help you. You're not alone. You're having an interaction, and they really know edX. They know our content.
Right.
They know what's available. They understand the skills space as well.
Yes.
They understand, what skills you might need for a specific profession.
Right.
What courses might be best for a particular skill. So,
Mhm.
you start this sort of dialogue. Something else to highlight is, as we look at the data that's
Yes.
coming in from these tools,
Mhm.
we see that it's increasing engagement. So generally, students are more likely to take a course, to
Right.
follow through with the course if they've had that interaction with the edX expert tool. We can see that there are some common recommendations that students are looking for, so they're training the model as they're looking for these specific recommendations. For example, in business, that's a very common area.
Yes.
Often learners are looking for marketing, finance, or accounting.
Yes.
So the tool becomes really good at understanding exactly what content to recommend. In coding, you can see some languages like Python, C++, Java, etc.
Yes.
within that space.
Wow.
We're starting to get that data
Yeah.
on, what a learner's looking for. How can we support them?
Wow.
And then the other thing is, it's international, so it can respond in different languages, including
Wow.
Spanish, Portuguese, Arabic, and Thai.
And
Thai.
Thai
Thai.
also.
Yes.
Wow. That's great.
One of the languages that it supports.
That's fantastic. I really like that they can discuss in Thai as well.
Yes, right. It's
Yeah.
very like
So it breaks the
globally.
barriers, right,
Right.
for the language issue, so that we can talk to the expert in Thai.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so that's step one.
Yes.
Shall I take you to step two?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, excellent. So once you've found a course that you like and that is relevant to you,
Mhm.
you then need to actually engage with the course, with the content. So at this point, we have our next AI tool called the Expert Learning Assistant.
Mm.
Okay, so as the name suggests, the learning assistant is actually there to help you get through the course.
Mhm.
So you can see an example here. Again, you go into the course, it introduces itself as an expert. So
Yes.
you're it's a consistent brand and consistent messaging. So you're feeling that, you're not alone. And what you see is, effectively a chatbot that you can have a conversation with about the course.
Yes.
Mhm.
So as you go through the course, of course, you can ask you questions on material that maybe you're struggling with, but also it can ask you questions. So it's not a one-way street. It's
Okay.
what we call Socratic dialogue, so that you can effectively have a conversation about your understanding. And the idea is to break down the course material,
Yes.
to help you understand the course, for you to have an interaction, and for it to also challenge you and push you on the course content as well. Okay, so feedback that we had immediately when it was launched in 2023, somebody said, I feel like I'm sitting in front of the professor and
Yes.
they're clearing all my doubts.
Yes.
So, any questions?
And your expert learning assistant would work for you 24/7, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
You can
Wow.
engage with it at any point.
Yes. I love that. I love that
Yeah,
because
how great to have an expert with you
yes,
24/7,
24/7.
right?
Anytime you have the question, right, you can interact, and I think this would definitely increase the student engagement with the online learning for sure.
Absolutely. So engagement is one thing, but I think the other thing is certainly their success, their learning
Yes.
outcomes. And we see, early data showing that students are more likely to actually do well in the course, to get a better grade,
Yes.
to feel more confident by the end of the course. And if they're feeling confident and they're succeeding, they're likely to come back and take more courses. Whereas if they go through the course experience and maybe they struggle, they're on their own, they don't do so well, they might not come back, right? This is we know that this is
Yes, yes.
yeah. But I think also, the two-way dialogue is not just you asking questions and the tool responding. It's you interacting with it in both directions.
Okay. So
I actually have a video.
So meaning that the assistant expert would be able to initiate the discussion, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So generally you have to choose to interact. So you'll see the pop-up.
Yes.
And it'll say, hey, I'm edX expert. Do you need help?
Yeah.
Or do you want to have a conversation?
Yeah.
If you choose to interact, so if you click into the chatbot,
Yes.
once you start a discussion,
Yes.
it can ask you questions. So it's not just a one-way discussion at that point. So you make the decision to interact, but then as you're in the experience, it starts to act as if it was a professor or a tutor, who is proactive.
Okay. So the expert would be able to follow up the students as well, right?
Yes, you still have to always open the window, so it's always up to you to start the discussion. But once you're in the experience, it's interactive. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a question. Like this expert will go along with you in each subject, or will they combine or they separate in each subject?
No, this is a good question. So currently it's available in 2,491 of our courses. So that's the majority of our courses. That's not all of our courses yet. So we're expanding the reach of these tools. And what happens is, if it's available in a course, then it knows the content of that course, right?
Okay.
So it looks the same to you as the student. Sure, it's the same experience, it's the same brand, but it's actually trained on the content of all of the courses where it's available. So it'll be talking to you in the context of the course that you're in. But obviously, if you're doing multiple courses on edX,
Yes.
then yes, use the same tool, across all of these courses, but it will always be trained on that particular course.
Okay. Wow. I think that's fantastic, right? We're so excited to learn more about edX, and I think we are done on the first section, right, on the Ignite. So fantastic. And let's move to the next section. Elevate.
Before we do that, could I show you a video?
Yeah, sure,
Oh
please.
yeah, sure.
Sorry about that.
Hopefully you can hear it.
Yes. Yeah. Can you
Learning online with edX just got smarter. Introducing Expert, a real-time AI-powered assistant designed to support your personal learning journey. Expert leverages the latest generative AI technology to provide you with conversation-style academic and customer support. Challenging lessons can now be explored in new ways. Expert breaks down terms and concepts, recommends additional reading and learning modules, and even tests your knowledge to ensure comprehension. Learners who want to go further can ask Expert for help in discovering additional edX courses and programs to support your continued exploration of new topics and ideas. Expert can also summarize course videos, helping you maximize your study time. Student support questions are easily answered by Expert, which can provide you with step-by-step help 24/7. We're harnessing all the power of AI to bring you the very best learning experience. Discover Expert, the innovation that fuels ambition. And like your ambition, it's limitless.
Okay, so hopefully that gives you a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's nice, and I like the word limitless. In the sense, like there's no limit for learning, right? Wherever you are in the world, whatever language you speak, but you can still learn with edX, right? And I believe I like to chat with the expert in Thai. We can try tonight.
I would like to try as well.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun. So I would encourage all the audiences today, right? If you haven't signed up for edX, you can sign up and start talking to the expert, right? At least you can ask the expert to suggest some of the courses that
Right.
would meet your need
Right.
for upskill and reskill.
Sure.
Yeah,
yes.
I
And
think-
maybe you can see like what kind of subject or what kind of
Yeah.
courses that fit with you, right? And
Yes.
this will be like open up to the new knowledge
Yes,
globally.
globally. Okay. I think that's really excited, and I
Right.
think let's move to the next section, right? For the elevate.
Yes.
Okay, for the elevate section, right? Because we are so excited about the features having the AI to assist the learning on edX, right? Could you share some more of the success stories? I think you have tons of them, right? Of the
Right.
success story, right? That you use AI to enhance the learning experiences or integration and to elevate the learning experiences and engagement.
Yeah, sure. So, there's a few things to say. I think there's the sort of numbers when we look at engagement and adoption of these features, and we can see that the students are very curious and interested, and they're adopting these features at scale. But I also think when we look at the impact, there are always two metrics of success that we look at. The first one is, yes, has engagement gone up? So are students more confident in exploring the content, in taking our courses?
Yes.
Do they have a better experience as they go through the course? And then the second one is outcomes. And outcomes for us is always around, well, first of all, kind of academic success. So were they able to complete the program? Were they able to kind of engage with the material better?
Yes.
But also their confidence, right? So do they feel that the course that they've taken has helped them in their career,
Yes.
in the particular challenge that they were looking to address? Do they feel more confident as a result? That's really, really important to us. So those are the two metrics that we look at. And I would say on average, across the tools that we have launched on edX, we see both engagement and outcomes improve. But on the individual level, there's a few quotes I wanted to read out to you as well from the learners that are
Yes.
using our tool. So when they talk about edX Expert, one of the learners said, it understands exactly what I'm asking in relation to the course content. So they feel that there's a real confidence, about the tool and how well it knows the content.
Yes.
The speed in which I was answered and the positive and clear explanations it was able to provide, and being that it's AI, it understands and operates better
Yes.
than some of those non-artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So basically, the learners are saying that the kind of positive interaction that they were able to have
Yes.
and the speed at which they were able to help them,
Yes.
really encouraged them through the course.
Okay.
I also want to say that, the kind of positive encouragement. So generally when you have an interaction, the AI will be supportive.
Yes.
It will be positive on your behalf. It will be patient. It will
Right.
continue to stay with you, as you said. It's available, 24/7, and it's trained on the content. So I think in a way that's really helpful for students all over the world to get support at any time of the day.
Okay.
And then finally, Expert renders a detailed explanation, even including the actual case being covered in class. So, it can give you examples from real life.
Yes.
It can kind of make it feel like you are in a class.
Yes.
It can be very, very detailed with you. And again, I think that takes learners a long way. But I will say that with all of these, numbers and success and stories, there's so much more that we can be doing. And we have plans, I know we're going to get onto this, but plans for the future around how we can take it to the next level as well in terms of the AI experience.
Wow, very impressive, right? I think about the expert, because I feel like I think a lot of learners, they would feel that they cannot live without the expert, right?
Right.
Because expert is not just their professor, but also their learning partners in
True.
the way that, they being their colleagues, their professor, their friends, someone who they can talk to about the subjects. And also they would get some encouragement from the experts as well. Because
Yes.
of one of the key challenges for the online learning is that you learn by yourself, right?
Right.
But if you have the expert, you feel like you have someone sitting next to
Next to
you
you.
and
Yes.
available to help you. I think supporting in terms of emotionally and also some of the functionalities as well. I think that's what I feel. I think sooner or later they would personify the expert to be a person, right?
Right.
Someone who are there available to help you 24/7. I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, and I think will be a great helper for online learners.
Yes.
Like helping them along the way to the goal or to the
Yes.
finishing point. Because like Ajahn Yot say,
Yeah.
I think many of the online learners feel lonely and they probably like give up,
Yeah.
in the middle of the way. So this expert will helping them like carry them
Yes, carry them
until
with,
the goal.
with
Right.
with along the course. And also I like when you mentioned that we want to have two missions, right? One
Right.
of them is elevate learning experiences and engagement. The other side is about outcome, right?
Right.
We want them to achieve the learning outcome, what they want to upskill and reskill. We want to ensure that they pass the course successfully. And at the end of the day, I think they would come back to
Right.
learn other courses. I think in the concept of marketing, meaning that the learner would have the strong loyalty
Right.
with edX platform for sure.
Repurchasing.
Yes, repurchasing.
Okay, so
Yes,
that's a success case that we heard about how good, how helpful that they would help. So I just have a question about what about the challenges? Like any challenge did you face during the implementations and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So there are some challenges that we're facing at the moment as we think about the next stage, the next step with AI. For example, we want to use expert AI to provide feedback to students, right? We want to increase the level of feedback that students get that is personalized.
Right.
So if you're completing, let's say you're doing a leadership course or a business course, and you have to, you have to maybe write an essay or do a self-reflection. There's two things that happen.
Yes.
One is you assess yourself at the moment, and then you have your peers, so your other learners who are, providing feedback for you as well. So they're assessing you. You have that peer-to-peer feedback. We know that feedback is critical for learning outcomes.
Yes.
Yes.
And what would be amazing is to have AI come in and understand your context. So it has a little bit of context on you as a learner, maybe what type of job you're in, right? We talked about application.
Right.
I think if it was able to take that context and give you feedback, that's more personalized to you, to your context, because it has some information about you that you shared,
Yes.
that will be really powerful. But of course, there are also biases, right? Like, AI is kind of driven by the information that it's fed. So if it has a certain bias in the data
Yes.
about, your context or your role or kind of who you are, then it can sort of start to reinforce some of the biases as well. So yeah, so in thinking about how we personalize
Yes.
AI further, we need to think about the biases, how we control for that,
Yes.
how we control for the quality of feedback that you're receiving, particularly as you bring in context and other data. Because, if it's just about the course that is already on the platform and helping you understand that,
Right.
that's fine because it's using this static, it's like it's using the content that's there. But when you go out into the real world and you bring in context on people's jobs, I think it becomes more complicated. So we want to make sure that it's ethical,
Yes.
that it's not reinforcing any biases. For example, if you're a female engineer, right? Like what kind of feedback is it giving you on your leadership skills?
Yes.
Is it giving you something that's expected of a woman in that field? Is it challenging some of the stereotypes? I think those are some of the nuances that we're thinking through at the moment on the feedback front.
Okay. I think you mentioned the right thing about the ethical part of the AI. I think which is been something people discuss about it a lot, right? How would we
yes.
make sure that we respect as a person and also how we use AI ethically? Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
This is one
Yes.
of the big of AI.
Yes, and the other thing, is so we work with university partners. I said 260 partners around the world. these are leading universities who are sharing, their content, their research with edX.
Mhm.
Now, in order to launch a new feature on the platform using AI,
yes
they have to be comfortable as well. They have to be comfortable that their content can be used in this way. So we can repurpose the content. We can plug it into a model and use it in all these other ways. So, some of the challenges we have is, in convincing the partners and in encouraging the partners to come on board, to take risks, to deliver their content in a different way. Because we're not working alone. We're working with
exactly
hundreds of universities as well. So the speed at which we were able to implement change sometimes is slower. And that's for good reason, because again, we want the content providers to fully understand the impact,
Right.
to be comfortable, to control,
Mhm.
for situations as well that come up when we start to bring in these new tools. So I'd say that was that's another challenge. And again, I mentioned that the tools are available in most courses, but maybe not every single course.
yes
Mm.
Some courses might, look and feel different, and maybe that's not the right tool. So
Right.
yeah, there's a few elements to think through around that. Can I give you one more example?
yes
Sure.
please
So another tool that we've just launched
yes
is full course AI translations. I can show you. Let me just
yes
go back
please
to my
yeah
slide.
that's what we are excited to learn from you
Right.
about the full course translation so you would have
So,
translation into Thai also
we will in 2025.
Okay.
So we don't yet. We've just launched in Spanish and Arabic.
okay
But the plans is to include Thai in our 2025 translations early in the year.
Okay.
wow
So at the moment we have over 2,000 courses
yes
fully translated into Spanish and Arabic,
yes
including Harvard and MIT content as well. So they came on board as partners to support this.
yes
So what happens is these are dynamic translations.
yes
Somebody comes into the edX platform and they see this button they're offering them to translate. They click it and see the option
yes
that they receive.
uh,
And what happens is the whole experience is then turned on in, let's say, Arabic or
okay
Spanish. This includes the video subtitles. So you play the video still in English, but you have the subtitles you can download. And then obviously all of the course content is then also translated, the text, the assessment, all of it. So
okay
this means that if you don't speak any English,
Mm.
you can take the course start to finish in your own language.
Mm.
So that's really opening up the
Yeah.
catalog, to an international audience. But I would say, again, some partners of ours have been a bit resistant because they're not completely in control. We're using AI to translate their content automatically.
Okay.
And actually, some partners prefer to maybe, to build the content themselves in the new
right.
language or have more control over that. So there is that challenge around control and trusting, that it's of the right quality. But actually, what we're seeing with the translations that we just launched is that there's 85 to 90% student satisfaction. So, the learners that are, for example, Arabic speaking,
Yes.
that take the course have come back to us and said, yes, this makes sense. We're happy. It's not perfect.
Yes.
It's never going to be as perfect as somebody who is an Arabic speaker
Yes.
course.
building this course in Arabic.
Yes.
But 85% is very
Yeah.
close.
I think that's very good, right?
Right.
For the starting point of the translation,
Right.
and I'm sure like all along the way we'll be able to improve in terms of the quality of translation. But I think 85% it's really
Very
great.
good start.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
start at first. And I think it actually break the barriers on the language issue. And so I'm so excited to see more languages to the translation. But I totally understand your point on the partners' challenges as well, because some of them, they might be worried about the quality of translation. But I think sooner or later, AI
Yeah.
would do better and
Yeah.
better, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So there's always that initial, do you trust the tool? Do you trust the outcome?
Yeah.
But as you say, absolutely, as we use it more and we translate more content, it's only going to get better. And it's
better.
already very, very good. It's already very good. So yes, we are very excited because for us, it means that we can, support many more learners. We can offer edX internationally to learners that were not able to engage previously. So for example, if you only speak Thai,
yeah
it can be it can be challenging to get through a course. But actually, when we launch this in 2025, Thai being one of the languages, it's really going to open up doors for sure.
And since edX is partner with leader of the university around the world, so for learners, of
Yeah.
course, they will be so excited if they can get into the courses and knowledge from
leading
the
universities
leading
yes,
university around the world. Yes.
all over the world. I think that's pretty much. I don't think like some of the Thai learners, right? It would be difficult for them to access to these courses from
Right.
the globally recognized university all around the world. I think that would be a great for everyone in the world. So I think kudos to you guys to make this happen.
Yeah.
And this is a very good point. So at the moment, if you wanted to study at Harvard or MIT,
Right.
Yeah.
maybe you want to get a professional certificate in data science or
Mhm.
AI,
Yeah.
one of the popular programs, and you only speak Thai,
Right.
you would not be able to do that. You would not be able to get that certificate to
Absolutely.
engage with that quality of education.
Yes.
Whereas actually on edX,
Yeah.
you could go in and take a professional certificate from MIT in data
Right.
science, fully in Thai, using this AI feature translated, and then you still have the certificate. You get it, you use it on your CV,
Yes.
you put it on your LinkedIn.
Right.
Yes.
I think it's really gonna open up opportunities
True.
for learners.
Right. From the door closed now, I can see some lights at the end that we can open up to this. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dasha, for information. And I'm think all the audience right now, it's very inspired,
Yes.
and they would love to develop themselves, of course. So we would like to go to the next sessions, which is activate. So yes, Dasha, I would like you to give some advice, yes, to the educators and learners or students about leveraging AI in MOOCs.
Yes, thank you. Advice. Okay, let me have a think. So I will take you share where we're going with this in terms of our vision. There's a few things I wanted to say. Maybe the first one is kind of how to use it in the learner experience. So the way that we think about this at edX is that we use generative AI to make the impossible possible. For example, next steps is gamifying the learning experience. When we say gamifying, we talked a lot about interaction, engagement. We know that learning online can be lonely. It has challenges sometimes if you're feeling on your own or you're struggling with the content. So, for example, gamifying could be, as you're taking the course with other learners globally, showing you, having a leaderboard. So saying, okay, you came third in this module or in this test, and then you kind of start to connect with learners as you go through the course. So it's making it more fun. It's maybe bringing in quizzes, but it's also standardizing the experience. So, for example, if one university builds a course in one way and they have these features, but another university has different features and a different experience, that's not necessarily consistent for the learner. So we can use AI to make the experiences more equal, more consistent,
Yes.
to offer the same level of interaction throughout the course, and to control for that quality element as well. So I think that we're really excited about that. So thinking about quality, access, and helping various learners engage with the content to the same level. Supporting struggling learners is another. We want to use AI increasingly in understanding who is disengaging. So using that data, understanding at which point learners drop off, right? So for example, maybe they are in the discussion forum and nobody is responding, or maybe they don't ask any questions at all in the discussion forum, or they're not using something.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, increasingly using AI, we can see this. We can track this. We can understand where they're missing an opportunity to engage. and we can follow up with the learner. You were talking about being proactive, following up, asking the question. So we can intervene much sooner in the process and make
Yes.
sure that the learners that are struggling are getting extra support, extra attention, maybe more engagement as they go through the course. So I think that's really powerful. And then the final one is personalized feedback. I really think, we talked about the expert learning assistant that
Right.
gives you the Socratic dialogue experience
Yes.
as you go through the course. But I think taking it a step further and giving you personalized feedback, understanding your context, as I was saying, and I did say that there are challenges
Yes.
with that as well, right? But I think that's the future. This is where we're going. So, for example, you could be taking a data science course
Yes.
to do something within a job in marketing. I could be taking a data science course to become a better teacher of data science, right? So we have different outcomes.
Right.
So
Yes.
what AI could do is it could take that context that we have and give us a slightly different experience that's going to be more relevant to us. So the course is exactly the same, but the way you interact with the course, the way you receive feedback around how you apply the content is going to be different, and it's going to take in your context into consideration. So I think, again, that's another big area of
Right.
opportunity. So for example, for us, instead of building 20 courses
Yes.
that are very similar but slightly different, we have one course from a leading university like MIT,
Yes.
like Harvard, but we use AI to bring in that context and that unique personalized experience. I really think, this is where a lot of the opportunity is with AI for learners
Right.
today.
Okay.
It's like someone creating course for us.
Yes.
Like just personalized, like
Exactly.
per person. Yeah.
Wow, I think that's great. And I think I have one more question for you. And if you're looking ahead, right, in the futures, what would be the emerging AI technologies would shape the future of MOOC?
Yeah, gosh, good question. Okay, I have two slides I want to share with you.
Yes.
So first, I want to talk a little bit about the skills that you might build individually.
Yes.
So what we're seeing is a few things. When we look at the last year, 2024,
Yes.
there is obviously increased interest in understanding AI, right, from everybody. But what is particularly interesting is that a lot of that interest is coming from leaders globally. So you can see 424% increase year on year, particularly in our executive education programs in AI. And the executive education sort of product at edX is focused on leaders. So you could be a CEO of a company, you could be leading a big team, but these are not technical experts. These are leaders. So it's actually people are looking to change the way they think and the way they apply AI without becoming a technical expert, right? So I think it's really impacting everyone, and it's changing the type of skills that we need. So let me show you this chart quickly as well.
Yes.
This is from the World Economic Forum. So every year they will say these are the top 10 skills that we need in the world for employability to be successful, to lead a successful company. So this is something that universities and educators have to be thinking about as well.
Yes.
And in 2023, we can see that most of the skills in the top 10 are actually soft skills,
Yes.
social intelligence skills, human skills.
Right.
Yes, there is the technological literacy bit at the top, which is the impact of the AI revolution, but most of the other skills are human. So I think what we're really also seeing is that AI is actually enabling us to focus on what we are really good at, things like creative thinking,
Yes.
Yes.
motive like curiosity, lifelong learning, empathy, active listening, leadership, and social influence, connecting. So these are the themes we're really seeing come through as AI takes on some of the burden, of the technical side of things, of repetitive tasks. Actually, it's the human side that really opens up. So that's something else that we need to be really thinking about and investing in.
Okay.
And sorry, to your other question around technologies.
Yes.
So this is, first of all, just to set the scene. And I would say in terms of kind of specific areas of AI, this is what we're seeing today, right? So these are some of the core areas that we know leading universities, but also leading employers, kind of technology companies, as you can see listed here, are building. So AI application, development, deployment, ethics of AI is obviously going to be a huge area, as we just discussed, right? So
yes.
how do you even implement AI in learning? And it's only going to get more complicated. So we have to be thinking about the ethics. Deep learning, NLP,
Yes.
so neural language processing,
Yes.
prompt engineering, and then AI for business. Another big area for growth and opportunity is how do you apply AI in your particular area of, in your professional space, whether
Yeah.
that's marketing, education,
Yes.
Retail, doesn't matter. But this is where we see growth and opportunity for educators and also for ourselves.
Okay, I think that's fantastic, right? I like the how you call your vision, right? How you foresee what would happen in the future about the AI technologies, like would be customized to each of the courses, some of the field of the study, right? For example, you're talking about AI in business, AI in marketing, AI for coding. I think there would be more and more specialization usage of AI. I think that would be the trend for the future. So it feels like it's really limitless, as you mentioned before, right? They're always limitless, and I would say the sky is the limit, right? We can learn more and more every day. So that's why we learn a lot from you guys today from edX platform, and I would like to, thank you for your invaluable insights from AI-assisted learning. I think that's really beneficial to learners and also some of the educators in Thailand.
Right.
And we are excited to see all the new features, right? On the AI-assisted learning for sure, right? This year we have the expert talking to us in Thai, and next year we have the translation into Thai. So I think those are all the roadmap, and we also would like to invite you back to our program in the future so that you can share more of the excitement that edX is bringing the education to the next level for all of us around the world.
Right, and
I would love that.
I hope that all the audience also will feel, encouraged to maybe go check out the website and maybe talking with the expert to see any courses that will fit with your requirements or anything. So thank you very much, Dasha.
And Dasha, before we thank for your help, but I think if anyone would like to contact you, or if educators, if some person would like to talk to you, I think everyone is talking with us to the inbox and comments, like they want to contact Dasha, they want to contact edX. So how would be the right contact?
We would love to hear from you. So hopefully you can see my screen. There's an email here from my colleague Lele.
Yes.
And there is also her line ID as well. So you can see here the ID and also the name.
Okay, we can contact to Lele at edx.org, right? And her line ID, Lily 8081994 and comma Lele. Okay. I think that's perfect. So if we also will put that on the comments as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lele is looking forward to hear from everyone, right? And Lele is coming to Bangkok quite often. If any educators would like to get in touch with her, talk to her, feel free to contact her.
Feel free ค่ะ and ขอบคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านด้วยกันนะคะที่อยู่ด้วยกันมาจนถึง EP นี้ EP ที่ 8 แล้วนะคะกับ Thai-MOOC Talk Spark ของเราค่ะแล้วก็อย่าลืมค่ะ EP หน้าค่ะเราจะมีกันในวันที่ 25 ธันวาคมคริสต์มาสนั่นเองนะคะใครที่อยู่บ้านนะคะก็สามารถเปิดมาดูกับเราในเกือบเอพิโซดสุดท้ายของเราแล้วนะคะกับ Thai-MOOC Talk Spark นะคะแต่สิ่งที่เรายังมีเหมือนเดิมค่ะก็คืออย่าลืมนะคะลิงก์ของเรานะคะเข้าไปตอบแบบสอบถามเพื่อรับใบ Certificate นะคะแล้วก็รุ่นรับ Art Toy เหมือนเดิมในทุกๆครั้งเลยค่ะ
Okay, Dasha, thank you so much for today. So we are so honored to have you, and we hope to invite you back in the future. So we'd like to take these opportunities to happy Christmas Eve
Right, Merry
and Happy
Christmas.
New Year
And Happy New Year.
and hope to see you next year in our programs as well.
You too, and let me try and say this in Thai.
Yes.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you. Really impressive. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay. And เราก็จะพบกันใหม่นะครับใน EP ที่ 9 นะครับ วันที่ 25 มกราคมนะครับ เวลาเที่ยงถึงบ่าย
25
ธันวาคม
จะ
แบบ
ไปไหนอยู่ด้วยกัน
พิธีกรเริ่ม
ก่อน
มึนแล้วนะครับ 25 ธันวาคมนะครับเรามาเจอกันนะใน Thai-MOOC Talk Spark EP ที่ 9 นะครับ อันนี้ก็เป็นธีมที่น่าสนใจเหมือนกันนะครับเป็นเรื่องที่เป็นประโยชน์ครับขอบอกสั้นๆเป็นเรื่องที่คนไทยทุกคนต้องรู้เราจะพลาดไม่ได้หลังจากพลาดไปแล้ววันมกราเนอะ
เรากลับมาภาษาไทยแล้ว
ใช่กลับไปภาษาไทยแล้ว แต่ว่าเราจะเป็นเรื่องที่เป็นประโยชน์กับทุกคนนะครับเราจะมาดูซิว่ารอบหน้าเราเป็นรายการเกี่ยวกับอะไรนะครับก็ติดตามชมนะครับอีกครั้ง25 ธันวาคมนะครับ2567นะครับเราจะมาอวยพรคริสต์มาสทุกท่านกับ Happy New Year ทุกคนด้วยนะครับเจอกันเวลา
พร้อมกัน
ใช่ครับเวลาเที่ยงถึงบ่ายโมงตรงนะครับผมยังไงวันนี้ก็ขอบคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านนะครับผมสวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีครับ
Thank you
Thank you Dasha